although it's true I have a speech impediment, I didn't stutter. I said what I meant, and I meant what I said, as I always say what I mean, and I mean what I say. The mother continent, Al-Kibalan, Sector 4 of the Amexem-Moor-Empire is not the poorest continent on the planet. That's ludicrous. When you have a situation where you have parties that are hostile unto us, and some of them who look like us, who are allowing the Gauls and with their Paris Club and the Anglos with their Commonwealth to, along with other parties from uh, the Teutonic area, as well as the quote-unquote, well, you get the idea I'm making here. You got these institutions used by the so-called Euro to classify our folks in the mother continent as quote-unquote Anglophone and so-called Francophone. And our folks allow themselves to be defined in that manner. Why, I have no idea. But we're working, as I said, one mindset at a time, brother by brother, sister by sister, inch by inch, mile by mile, household by household, to get rid of that problem. It's a process. It's slow, it's tedious, but it's necessary. Anyway, when you have all these folks being divided by parties who were doing the colonial thing, using their superior technology at one point, certain characteristics of what they were imposing, our folks began to self-impose upon themselves. And the handful of folks on the mother continent that used what I call ill-perceived behavior, were rather not perceived in this point. Let's be brutally honest here. When they have stepped outside of the 5 basic principles to supposedly govern our folks over there by way of doing whatever their puppet masters tell them to do, our folks suffer. Now, the mother continent, I'm going to be honest with you how things are going to go. One way or another, and whatever generation it's going to be, but it's already started on my watch, and I'm only going to intensify it. And there will be others that come with the same mindset. So good, bad, or indifferent, it's coming. And those hostile to the idea, well, that's just their issue. All I know is at the end of the day, this is what it's coming down to. I am going to get to the mother continent directly or indirectly, or somebody else is going to do this. And we're going to go and take 15 to 20 million pounds of gold. We're going to take 5 million pounds of that gold, and we're going to basically make them into bars and stick them in a vault. We're going to take 5 million more pounds of that particular gold, and we're going to mint them into coins and small bars for circulation. We're going to take another 5 million pounds of that gold, and we're going to make it available for investment across the continent. And then we're going to take another 5 million pounds of that gold, and we're going to allow for the Imperial Government or whatever government structure, because I'm not going to assume or presume it can be us. Maybe the Creator has something else in mind. Maybe the Ancestor has something else in mind. But this is where we're proceeding. This is how we're going to proceed. We will take that additional 5 million pounds of gold, and we say, all right, this is how this is going to work. We will make available collateralized loans. We don't do credit, which means you have to have, I don't know, material, several ships that you pass title over to, including their depreciation level that will come out to the amount of what you're asking to borrow. And we will loan you that in gold. And you'll pay back that plus some for the use of that particular gold. This is where it's going. Translation, the mother continent is not the poorest continent. By default, the mother continent is the default banker of the planet. The issue here is you have a bunch of cowards over there who are basically puppets for the puppeteers. And the only reason why they can do this is because the masses are cowed. They're only cowed because their mindsets are cowed. And on my watch, those days are over. Now, I have to be real about this. We are very small. We are gradually but exponentially moving forward. And as we provide more viable institutions of, by, and for the Moors in North Amexem, here in Sector 1 is the model. Sector 2, Central Amexem, Sector 3, South Amexem, Sector 4, Al-Kibalan, and Abzu particularly, we are going to be doing the same thing in those areas that we are doing here. We will help our family all throughout the Atlantis, all throughout the quote-unquote Pacific Ocean areas. And to our brothers in Ainu and sisters in Ainu, and to our family in Nippon, and to our family in Formosa, Taiwan, whatever that is, and to our family all throughout Mohenjo-Daro, all throughout Eastern Kush, all throughout the Kushite mountain range, where they're doing the cultural baggage thing for right now. The prevailing mindset is parties are engaged in this lower self stuff, and they use religion to attack one another from artificial barriers that they put in place or others put in place, and they now perpetuate for some stupid reason. Those days are over. One at a time, inch by inch. This is where it's going. Good, bad, or indifferent, take it or leave it. Just remember you heard it, because the time has come to put away the childish things that our folks have been fighting over for no good reason at all. We get much further along the lines. We get far more done. We make it far more equitable for everyone on the planet when we think, act, and speak with love, truth, peace, fame, and justice, and not give lip service to I want peace. This is ludicrous, and it's time for this stupidity to stop.